The rumor mill is heating up, with reliable sources like Sports Illustrated and The Athletic pointing to Aaron Rodgers as a potential target for the Raiders for the 2025 season. After a disappointing stint with the Jets, the 40-year-old veteran quarterback could be available for trade. But is he the right fit to lead the Las Vegas offense? Rodgers is undoubtedly a legendary name in the NFL. With 4 MVP awards and more than a decade at the top of the league, he brings with him a unique experience. However, time does not stand still, and his performance has been declining in recent years, especially during his time with the Jets. Would it be wise to bet on a player who is no longer at his peak? Furthermore, the cost of acquiring it would be extremely high. The Jets would likely ask for draft picks or even key players to release the veteran. In a rebuilding phase like the Raiders, that sounds like an unnecessary luxury. So, is it worth it? Hold on, because we're going to go into even more detail. Let's face it, the Raiders' QB position is far from settled. Since Derek Carr's departure, we've seen an unexciting rotation of Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, and Desmond Ridder. The inconsistency of these players shows that we're still far from finding the ideal leader to lead the offense. Aiden O'Connell, a rookie this season, has had some interesting moments, but it's clear that he still needs a lot of development to fully assume the starting role. Gardner Minshew and Desmond Ridder are, at best, temporary options, without the potential to lead the team for years. The need for stability is evident. That's why many believe the 2024 draft will be crucial for the Raiders. With a week 2-8 record, the expectation is that we'll have a high pick perfect for selecting a young, promising quarterback. But what if Rodgers comes? Would he just be a temporary stopgap or an obstacle to the rookie's development? Let's explore this in more depth. Aaron Rodgers is undoubtedly one of the greatest players in history. His ability to read defenses, throw accurate passes, and lead offenses is what made him a guaranteed Hall of Famer. But at 40 years old, it's hard to ignore that the clock is ticking against him. And that decline was evident during his time with the Jets. The Jets season was a disaster. Rodgers struggled to maintain consistency and even received criticism from the team's management, which is reportedly considering moving on in 2025. Not to mention the increased risk of injury with age. Is a declining quarterback what the Raiders need right now? Also, it's worth remembering that bringing in Rodgers would be a short-term solution. He might solve the problems for a season or two, but in the long run, we still need to find the quarterback of the future. So, why not start that process now? Stay with me, and the discussion continues. If the Raiders are serious about bringing Rodgers in, it won't be cheap. The Jets are likely to ask for valuable draft picks or even impact players to get the veteran. That's a price tag that could jeopardize the future of the franchise, especially as it rebuilds. The team needs to think long-term. Going all in on Rodgers would mean sacrificing opportunities to bolster other areas of the team, like the defense or offensive line. And let's be honest, the Raiders situation requires a lot more than just a veteran quarterback to move up a level. Another important point, Las Vegas is already limited in terms of salary cap space. Investing heavily in Rodgers could further restrict the team's options in free agency. It's a move that seems too risky, especially when the 2024 draft promises to bring in young, talented quarterbacks. Speaking of which, let's look at those options now. With a 2-8 record, the Raiders are on track to have one of the top picks in the 2024 draft. That means we have the opportunity to select one of the best quarterback prospects. And there is no shortage of talent in the upcoming draft. Shatter Sanders, son of Deion Sanders, has been a hot prospect for his brilliant performances in college. Another strong candidate is Cam Ward, known for his powerful arm and improvisational skills. And then there's Quinn Ewers, a player with a very high ceiling and the potential to be a star in the NFL. The draft offers the Raiders a golden opportunity to start over with a young quarterback around whom the team can rebuild. And the best part? Unlike Rodgers, a rookie offers a more affordable contract, allowing the team to invest in other positions. But how do you ensure that rookie succeeds? Let's get to that now. If we draft a quarterback next year, he doesn't have to start right away. Many young QBs thrive when given time to learn, especially under the tutelage of a seasoned veteran. So why not sign a less expensive veteran to fill that role instead of going all in on Rodgers? Someone like Jacoby Brissett or even Teddy Bridgewater could fill that mentoring role without requiring such a large investment. Additionally, the team could invest in specialized coaches to help develop the rookie, preparing him to take over the offense when the time is right. Not only would this plan save resources, it would also avoid the risk of burning out a promising talent by putting him under extreme pressure early on. Patience is key, and the Raiders' future could be much brighter if we build things the right way. Even with all the cons, it's fair to say that Aaron Rodgers has qualities that could benefit the Raiders. His playoff experience and leadership are undeniable. He could also help create a winning culture in Las Vegas, something the franchise has been desperately seeking. Another thing in Rodgers' favor is his ability to attract attention and media attention. He's a star, and his arrival would certainly bring a new level of exposure to the franchise. But is that worth the costs and the negative impact he could have in the long run? This is where the central question comes in. How much are we willing to sacrifice for the short term? Rodgers would bring some advantages, but at the cost of compromising the team's future. Is it worth it? Let's explore how the fans and management are dealing with this idea.